The knock on the door always came softly, not because he was kind, but because she had learned that loud knocks meant trouble. Aisha stood still in the kitchen of a small apartment in Ohio, her hands wet with dishwater, her heart already racing. Outside, winter pressed its face against the window. Inside, everything was quiet except the ticking clock and the sound of her own breathing. She had been in America for 3 years. She still felt like she didn't exist. When she married an American citizen, she believed the word future meant safety, papers, stability. A life where love would grow with time. What no one explained clearly, slowly, honestly, was that her right to stay in the country was tied entirely to him, not to her work. Not to her character, not to the abuse, to him. At first, it didn't look like a trap. The wedding photos were real. The smiles were real. The promise, "I'll take care of you," felt like protection. She arrived on a spousal visa, legally dependent, waiting for permanent residency. The process could take years. During that time, the power imbalance was absolute. Andegno Italiano. The first argument came over money. "You don't need a bank account," he said casually. "I'll handle everything." The second came over work. "You can't work yet anyway," he reminded her. "And if immigration finds out you're causing problems..." He didn't finish the sentence. He didn't have to. Across the United States, thousands of immigrant women live inside similar marriages, legal, documented, invisible. They are not undocumented. They did everything right. And yet their immigration status becomes a leash. When abuse begins, it rarely starts with bruises. It starts with isolation. Phones monitored. Friends discouraged. Family calls shortened. English corrected, mockingly. Mistakes exaggerated. Confidence slowly peeled away. Then comes the reminder, "If you leave me, you leave America." This is not a threat shouted in anger. It's delivered calmly, strategically, sometimes with a smile. According to advocacy groups working with immigrant survivors, a significant number of women experiencing domestic abuse never report it. Not because they don't know it's wrong, but because they believe reporting will end in deportation. That fear is not irrational. Spousal visa dependency means the sponsoring partner controls the immigration process. Missed paperwork, delayed interviews, withdrawn petitions each can destroy years of waiting. Abusers exploit this. Some hide documents. Some refuse to attend interviews. Some deliberately sabotage applications and blame the victim. "You messed it up," they say. "Now, look what you've done." The law technically offers protection. Under the Violence Against Women Act, abused spouses of U.S. citizens or permanent residents can file a self-petition without the abuser's knowledge. On paper, it sounds like a lifeline. In reality, it is a maze. It requires evidence, police reports, medical records, witness statements, but emotional abuse leaves no visible scars. Financial control doesn't show up on x-rays. Fear doesn't come with paperwork. Many women are told, if you can't prove it, it didn't happen. So they stay. They learned how to survive quietly. They memorize moods. They apologize first. They stop dreaming. Maria lived in Texas. She cleaned houses for cash, illegally, because she wasn't authorized to work. Her husband controlled every dollar he earned. When she asked for money to send to her mother, he laughed. "You should be grateful I brought you here." When she cried, "Fil Mader." "Just in case," he said. Digital abuse has become a modern weapon. Phones tracked, messages monitored, location shared without consent. Some abusers threaten to send private photos to immigration authorities. Others threaten to accuse their wives of fraud. Marriage fraud is one of the most powerful accusations in U.S. immigration law. Even an unproven allegation can destroy a case. So silence becomes survival. Advocacy organizations estimate that a large percentage of abused immigrant women never approach law enforcement. Those who do often face language barriers, cultural stigma, and officers unfamiliar with immigration-specific abuse. Some are told to work it out. Some are asked why they didn't leave sooner. Some are handed pamphlets in English and then sent back home. The cruelty of these marriages is not always loud. Sometimes it is administrative, cold, procedural. A husband refusing to sign a form, a missed deadline. A lawyer suddenly too expensive. Years pass, women age. Dreams shrink. Children are born into tension. And still, the question remains unspoken. If I leave, where to do? Ego. Deportation doesn't just mean leaving a country. It means returning to shame. Two families who say, "We warned you." Two communities where divorce is failure and abuse is private. For some, deportation means returning to danger. So they stay. Not because they don't know they're being abused, but because the system makes leaving feel impossible. Every year, thousands of VAWA self-petitions are filed. Many are approved. Many are denied. Behind each case is a woman who had to relive her trauma in affidavits and interviews, proving she was hurt enough to deserve safety. Imagine having to convince a government that your suffering qualifies. Imagine knowing that one mistake, one missing document, one skeptical officer could end everything. Still, some women fight. They hide money. They learn the law in secret. They whisper 2 hotlines late at night. They leave with nothing but courage and a plastic folder of copies. And when they finally receive legal status, not through a husband, but through civil, it doesn't feel like victory. It feels like exhaustion. Because freedom came late. The invisible wives are not statistics. They are neighbors, babysitters, caregivers, mothers at school, drop-offs who never speak. Their marriages exist on paper. Their suffering exists in silence. And the darkest truth is this. The law that was designed to unite families can, in the wrong hands, become a tool of control. Not all cages have bars. Some are made of documents, deadlines, and fear. And some women don't escape not because they are weak, but because the world taught them that survival meant staying quiet until one day they decide silence is more dangerous than leaving. And that decision changes everything. If you or someone you know is in a similar situation, please know that help is available. The National Domestic Violence Hotline can provide confidential support and connect you with local resources, and you can reach